I hope you've probably heard about baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and now Gen Z, right? But the question is, where exactly did these names come from? Well, let me tell you. It all started with Generation X, named after Douglas Cullen's 1991 novel. Then came Gen Y, better known as millennials, right? And now we've got Gen Z. These are actually the digital natives born between the mid-90s like me and early 2010s. Now, here is where it gets interesting. These Gen Z kids in Kenya, they are not just scrolling TikTok all day. No, they are not. You see, guys, they are out there shaking things up. They've taken this Gen Z label and turned it into a movement. Guys, we are talking about nationwide protest, social media campaigns, the works. You see, guys, these young Kenyans are fed up with the status quo and they are not afraid to show it. But here is where now things get a bit spicy, right? So, President William Ruto proposes this finance bill, right? It got all these new taxes and people are not happy. The Gen Z crew actually organizes massive protest. I'm talking about thousands of people in the street. I hope we saw them. Social media blowing up, the whole 9 yards. Understand? Now, guess what? President William Ruto actually backs down and he withdraws the bill. Now, guys, after President William Ruto withdrew the finance bill, people like us actually, we thought maybe that would be the end of the protest, because personally I thought maybe that's where the problem was. The finance bill, the content of the finance bill, which was trying to hike the taxes, to tax even if you are employed or not. That's where my problem was. Finance bill. I had no any other problem. After the withdrawal, the protest kept on going, and you can remember how an 8-year kid was shot like 8 bullets. Not to talk even Kiambu, Rongai. People died at night. And that's where now exactly some folks actually started raising some eyebrows. I mean, they've got what they wanted. So why keep on protesting? Some people even are whispering about hidden agenda, maybe even a coup in disguise. I mean, guys, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you saw protesters actually getting into government areas like parliament? I remember, let me remind you, in 2007, it was tough than this. 2007 was was a year that Kenya has never experienced before. Guys, people died in 2007. They tried to access parliament. I swear they could not. They were not able to even get near. Security was firm. But my question is, what happened or what went wrong that the young generation was able to enter into parliament, a very highly protected place? Come on, guys. Was there something within the government that we don't know? But guys, let us actually take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. We've got to talk about economy under different presidents so that you can see where the problem is. You see, under President Uhuru Kenyatta, prices for basic goods actually were pretty high. We are talking about flour, cooking oil, sugar, you know, the stuff you need every day, right? But here is the kicker, guys. People seemed okay with it, right? I mean, there weren't massive protests in the streets. Now, guys, enter William Samuel Ruto. He comes in and starts lowering some prices on these basic goods, and even he has actually tried to strengthen a Kenyan shilling against the dollar, right? But here is the thing. Even after all that, people are still angry. They are out there actually protesting, and they seem actually more frustrated than ever. So guys, what exactly does this tell us? You see, here is the thing about the cost of living. It is not just about the price of unga or cooking oil. Yeah, of course, actually, they are important, but there is so much more to it. Think about it. What about rent, healthcare, education, transportation? Let me break it down for you guys. You see, let's say, for example, the price of onions goes down, right? But what if your rent just goes up by 20%? Or if you are paying more for your kids' school fees? Or maybe let's say, for example, the cost of your daily matatu ride to work has increased due to maybe the high prices of fuel. Suddenly, those cheaper onions doesn't seem like such a big deal, do they? And guys, let us not forget about jobs and wages. You see, if people are struggling to find work, or if their salaries aren't keeping up with the inflation, then even cheaper goods might actually not feel like enough. It is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much water you pour in, it keeps on draining. Let me tell you something, guys. Even if William Ruto lowers the price of unga, 2 kg of unga up to 100 shillings or even up to 20 shillings, if you don't have that 20 shillings, tell me, how will you buy it? So, even if he lowers actually the 20 liters of cooking oil up to 100, if you don't have that 100, still you will feel the pinch. So, the thing is, it's not all about lowering the price of food. It's all about making sure that there is job opportunity, making sure that people have got the money into their pocket. You understand? That's why you see the Gen Zs actually are very bitter, angry. Finance bill is being withdrawn, still they don't want to get out of the street. So guys, what's the takeaway from all this? Well, you see, it is complicated for us. Very complicated, because on one hand we've got this organized Gen Z movement that is really making waves in Kenya. They are not afraid to speak up their mind and demand a change, and that's pretty okay. That's pretty inspiring according to me. But on the other hand, we've got this complex economic issue that it can't be solved with a quick fix. Guys, what if we think this way? Maybe the continued protests are about more than just the finance bill. Maybe they are a sign of deeper frustrations of a generation that it feels like, hey, we are not being heard. Or maybe, and by the way, don't take me serious, I'm just throwing this out there, you understand? Maybe there are other forces at play pushing their own agendas using the Gen Z. You never know. In politics, there are a lot of dirty games going on there. In order to frustrate William Ruto, this is one of the things that can be done. But I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. I'm only throwing this out there, maybe to speak my mind. Guys, however, whatever the case, one thing is for sure, is that Kenya's Gen Z isn't backing down. They are shaping the political landscape, and it is going to be fascinating to see where it all lands. So guys, what exactly do you think? Are these protests justified? Is there more going on behind the scene we don't know? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more deep dive into African politics and culture. Until next time, this is your host Peter Tosh Williams. I'll see you guys in the next video, inshallah. Goodbye for now, and may the Almighty God be with you. Peace out, Kenya.